Behind the rest of you, at the other stall, you see the man grin the widest smile you've ever seen. Tuspa, you say? Yeah, I know that guy. He's been all over asking for work. But with all the newcomers, he can't even find a place as a dishwasher. He said he's leaving though. I don't think you'll catch up. He said he got passage on the armor train to Antog. See? And the man points towards the train station. Towards the roof of this massive building beyond the next few rows of warehouses. Thick white smoke billows from large windows in the sides of that roof, and a second later, a noise, deafening loud noise, echoes through the train yard. Oops, that's the wrong one. Hold on.
Oh, the flash
Hold on.
babies.
Give me a second. Is that...
Maybe it was the machine heart.
Train's just arrived. It'll be leaving soon. I don't think you're fast enough to catch it.
Out of the way.
You just fall for it.
I mean,
Where exactly is this train?
So you are currently here where the party marker is.
Mm-hmm.
And right where the train station is essentially is where the train has just arrived in the train station.
Can I attempt to use my... It's higher up, correct?
Yes.
Is it possible to use my grappling hooks? My grappling hook that, like, shoots and launches and everything. To, like, attempt to quickly make my way towards the train station. By, like, going up onto the rooftops and then up towards the train.
There's still a lot of running you'd have to do, but yes, you could get there. Does anyone else attempt to run?
I would also attempt to run and spend some key points to dash as well.
Anyone not running?
I will run too because feline agility.
If everyone's running, I'll try to keep up.
I'm running with Kara. Is there like a wall that looks like it might be something that would take us higher and be like a quicker shortcut?
You can tell that from here, the streets are wide enough that even if you climbed one of these buildings, jumping across, for you at least, would be nigh impossible. Now, with a grappling hook that Abelin is using, it's possible. But the rest of you would likely have to make the journey on foot, unless you can jump really, really far.
Okay, but is there something I could levitate up there?
If you get up on one roof, getting up onto the next basically would be an almost impossible jump. So you could definitely levitate stuff up to one of the roofs, but getting to the other roofs is probably the problem in that equation.
Oh,
This is like the houses here are not close enough to just jump from rooftop to roof.
yeah, I'm an absolute jerk. I could have taken somebody with me. I forgot. But bye.
Yeah, okay, but there's not like a wall that I could just walk up next to the wall and then levitate up to this train platform.
What do you mean? You are
So like we
over
run
here.
toward the platform, but is there like climbing that would help us?
Not really.
Okay.
Sad.
Sad.
Because I have a climbing speed.
Okay, is anyone not running?
Wait? Did someone say wait? No. Okay.
Kara, how do you feel about flying?
Why?
It's faster.
But how?
Like this. Here you go. I'll cast fly on you.
Oh,
Go with the
Oh
speed.
no, I think I might have some trauma relating to flying.
Oh no.
The sensation is definitely familiar and strange at the same time. You haven't flown in a while.
oh God.
Give me a wisdom save.
Oh no.
Oh no. We need the backgrounds of each other to
We
prevent
need to
that.
know.
That was
That's
close.
17.
You see Kara sort of stumble through the air. You'd not have thought that that's really possible. But she manages to sort of catch herself and, though not as fast, flies straight towards the train yard. The
Wait,
rest of you,
what about Red?
I'll catch up. It'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
the rest of you, you immediately bolt towards the station. The two fastest arrive there first, which is both Sam and Soleil. You come to a small crossroads. One of the roads curves slightly left, the other slightly right. Give me an intelligence save.
Save.
The DC is 15.
Let's say 17.
11.
Instinctively, you take one of the paths. Soleil runs left, but you know that probably the right way instinctively should be the one to take, so you run the other way.
This party.
And since I guess that she's... I don't
You
know
notice
if
her
that's...
running the other way, and
Yeah, I feel like Soleil would be like, well, she's from here, she probably knows the way better, and I just turn around and follow her instead.
please, Sam, mark down one success.
No problem.
In front of you, Sam, a loaded cart suddenly moves in your way, blocking the path. It's loaded with heavily reinforced crates. Please give me an acrobatics or athletics check. The DC is 15. And Soleil, you may follow suit.
So athletics or acrobatics?
Yes.
For me as well, sorry.
Finally, a decent roll. A 21.
That would be a 16. Acrobat.
You almost stop dead in your track, but with the momentum, you manage to just sprint up, getting a foothold on the wheel of that wagon, jumping over, vaulting sort of over this cart. Soleil, you see in front of you Sam jumping over, and you quickly follow suit. Mark down one more success. Just as you round the next corner of the small warehouse that you currently are running along, all of a sudden a small hole opens in front of you. The entrance to what seems like a sewer system of the train station. A worker is currently descending the metal ladder. Please give me another acrobatics or athletics check.
Again, both of us?
Yes.
That'd be a 12.
That's a 23. 24.
None of you rolled under 15, right?
I did. I rolled a 12.
Okay. You stumble, you stop hard in front of this hole and change your course to go around. At this point, Soleil has caught up. Soleil marked down 1 success. You continue running. You're now almost at the train station. But as you cross into one of the larger streets leading from it, the street is absolutely crowded with refugees, swarming to and from the train station. Please give me an intelligence check. The DC is 15. Only one of you needs to succeed this one,
I'd
since
say
you are
13.
4.
You run into the crowd, try to make your way through it best as possible, but it slows you down a lot. And as you make your way past, free of the crowd, you run down a bit of a smaller alleyway. You suddenly see from the side a large, bulky Goliath running towards you. From the looks of him, he clearly intends to tackle you. Both of you, please give me another acrobatics or athletics save.
Oh, God.
Save this time, if that matters.
Which kind of save would that be? Constitution?
Acrobatics or athletics?
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's a
mean,
save,
as
so
a-
dexterity.
Okay,
if
yeah,
it
that's
changes.
what I was...
Otherwise, make a check.
21.
12.
You manage to just slink past as this Goliath tackles Soleil and holds you to the ground.
Oof! What the...
Give me a strength check or a persuasion check.
Persuasion is... Persuasion? Oh god, it's both terrible. Make it strength. It's a 9.
The Goliath looks at you, perplexed. I'm guessing that, Sam, you just keep running.
Just run.
Right. Yeah, keep running. Yeah, keep running.
It takes a couple of moments for the Goliath to let you go, and he looks at you, almost perplexed. Oh, I thought you were a thief.
Well, I'm not.
He lets you go.
And yeah, follow. Gonna follow you.
You arrive at the train station, and I think you have 2 successes, right?
Yes.
And I believe that Sam has 3.
Yes.
Basically, these successes relate to time you have left. Both Kara and Ablin, you arrive at the station with, that's 2 plus 4, you arrive with 6 successes. So after the first 2 is when Sam would arrive, and then after another is when Soleil would arrive to help. So you arrive at the train station. It's positively swarming with people.
I'm assuming Kara's near me.
You see her as you sort of, flit from rooftop to rooftop. Behind you, very shakily flying through the air.
It's weird to do this without wings.
Well, go ahead and see if you can't find Toothpa. I'll see if I can't slow it on the train. I'm gonna head to the train, beggar. If I can get to the train without being noticed. So moving through the crowds to get towards.
Okay. No one seems to be paying you much attention. You make your way to the train. And Kara, you try to just search for him. I mean, you don't know exactly what he looks like. You shout his name.
I can shout it. I'll shout his name.
Okay. Since you have 6 actions, basically, please subtract 2 and then roll me a d20 with no modifiers. The DC is 15.
Yep. 50.
I believe.
You have the high ground. It'll be okay.
No, it was almost a 20.
You shout, but just the general noise in the area. Not a lot of people hear your shouting. You might have to either continue searching the crowd for him, just shouting his name, or try something else. You have 4 left. Aiblin, going to the train takes 1 of your actions. What do you do
Okay.
after that?
Could I be near the engine? Like,
Yes.
or I'm assuming it's like kind of.
I'm guessing you would have gone to the front.
Yeah. Is it like a steam-powered kind of train in that concept where you have like
Yes.
coal or something that's burning?
The train
Um,
it looks impressive. It is heavily armored. You're not immediately sure what drives it, but from what you've read, from the blueprints you've seen, it's powered half by magical component and secondary by combustion. There are also visibly a lot of armaments on the side of the train. You are near the front, which is basically, in and of itself, pretty much a tank.
Does it look like there's anywhere where there's smoke coming out of anything?
Yeah. There's a
Is it,
few
like, coming-
outlets on its sides, facing backwards, that are puffing smoke.
Then I'd like to head over towards it if I can without really being noticed. And I'm gonna try and shove a smoke bomb into the train.
Give me a stealth roll.
Okay. That would be
Pretty good.
a 22.
Okay. You make your way there stealthily, which costs you another action. We'll get to the smoke bomb in a second, because this is the moment when Sam, I keep wanting to say Leah, when Sam arrives at the station. You see Kara sort of tumbling over the crowd, shouting for Tuzwa. You have no idea where Aiblin is. What do you do?
Right, I look around the crowd, seeing if I can make out the dragon pendant or that the others were making out, that symbol.
Okay, give me a perception roll.
Yeah.
The DC for this one is 20.
No. That would
There
be a 10.
is so many people.
No problem.
It's going through all of them. Kara probably has the better way of dealing with this. You go through as many people as you can, but some of them you have to go around to even see whether or not they wear any kind of symbol, anything. It costs you 2 actions for now, and you are unsuccessful. At this point, Soleil also arrives. But first, Kara. You have 4 left. Shouting for Tuspa will cost you another 2. However, the DC will be 14. I basically remove 1 from the DC every time you shout. Because you are covering an area each time.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else I can do, so.
Okay, roll me another d20. No modifiers, DC is 14.
Yeah, I don't care. Why did I roll so bad?
What do you roll?
9.
You keep shouting. No faces turn. Well, a lot of faces actually turn around. You're not quite sure if it's them though. No one sort of holds their hand up and says that's them. You're not even quite sure if you found the person they would hold up their hand and say it's me. After all, you're sort of tumbling through the air above them. Ablin, you throw the smoke bomb inside.
Mm-hmm.
And as it triggers, there's just this plume of smoke that shoots out of it. Immediately, a side window of this armored train, of this armored front, slams open. Some smoke coming out of there as well. As someone leans out and screams towards the rest of the train. What happened? Immediately, the guards close to it turn around and start looking everywhere. Engineers file out of the back of the train, and some of them take a look at the engine, some of them look at the exhaust. The whole ordeal adds another 5 actions to everyone's pool.
I have no idea how to find this individual beggar, so I'm just going. Is there like a rail kind of a thing? Like, is there like rails this is going on, this train?
Yes.
Is it possible to like duck under the train and move underneath of it?
It is possible, yes.
Okay, so that's where I'm heading next.
Did you go there immediately after throwing the smoke bomb?
Probably after immediately after. throwing
Okay,
the smoke bomb.
because obviously now all of the eyes are on the train.
Right.
Okay, yeah,
Trying
you
to
managed
be
to
unseen,
get
but-
down and underneath the train. With your size, it doesn't take too much effort.
And I'm going to just constantly kind of be a pest and drop a couple more smoke bombs as I can and moving along in different
Okay.
directions just to cause them confusion and maybe let my party members find who we're looking for.
For now, the others. You're pretty much all caught up on time. On this timeline. What do you guys do?
So, a lot of people are distracted by the smoke bomb, right?
Yes.
Using this distraction, is it possible to hop on top of the train to get a better vantage point to look for the person?
Well, there's a lot of guards next to the train, and all of them seem relatively panicked at the moment. You could try to hop onto the train, but you're not quite sure how well that would go over with the personnel.
Right.
It's totally fine. This is not terrorist activity. I'm not a terrorist. You're all terrorists.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Sure, let's go for it. I'll try and, like, when they're looking one way, I'd duck through the crowd and try and hop over and try and sneak on top of the train. If that's okay,
You could try.
let's give it a go. For stealth, that'd be a 22.
You manage to find a window where none of the guards are looking your way, and quite swiftly you climb up the side of the train. However, as you're up there, a few of the people that were about to board the train seem to notice you. Some of them shout that there's someone on the train in the general commotion.
Good God.
Kara.
More shout.
Okay, her DC is 13 now.
I can make it.
I believe.
Yay! 13.
Finally, as you tumble further towards the back end of the train, you shout, Kuzma, and very confused, one face in the crowd stares at you at first, and then his hand just suddenly shoots up.
I'll fly down and we've been looking for you.
He looks terrified. What?
Understandable.
What did I do?
Nothing? We just need to talk to you.
Yeah. Ursula and you as well, Sam, you see that Kara has stopped flying and is sort of just hovering in the air now.
Follow me. I am an angel.
Immediately after you see Kara hanging there, you behind you hear a whistle and then someone screaming, "You! Get off the train!" And there are a few guards surrounding the train, gesturing at you to get down.
Have I arrived yet?
Yes.
I just put my arms up. I was trying to get to a better vantage point to see who needs medical aid. I feared for the safety of everyone here. If anyone needs aid, come over that way as I gesture to a relatively
Give me
empty
a
spot.
persuasion roll.
No problem. Would this be persuasion or deception?
It would be deception, but if your medicine modifier is higher, you may add that to the roll instead.
No problem.
As you arrive, Red, you see plumes of smoke at that train. You're not quite sure what just happened, because people are panicked. Some of the guards are running around. You see Soleil still at the edge of the crowd, also looking at the spectacle.
So I rolled a 2, so that's an 11.
Let's
As you get down, one of them motions for you to follow him.
One of the guards.
Yes.
I begin doing so.
Two more of them flank your side as they move away from the train towards the sign. They start questioning you about those plumes of smoke. Someone found a smoke bomb in one of the exhausts. And that's no, prank. There is an inherent danger with messing with machinery this important. If you had anything to do with that, if you know who is involved.
Another smoke bomb goes off.
I swear to you, I have no idea who could be doing this.
Give me another deception roll.
No problem.
This time straight up deception.
I mean, she doesn't know me.
She doesn't know.
Nope. Yeah, I
She
don't
doesn't
know.
know that I'm under the train throwing off smoke bombs. It's just a very odd coincidence.
That would be a 13. Straight deception.
They don't straight up seem to believe you, no matter how honest you are.
Mm-hmm.
As you sort of just climbed on the train when they weren't looking, but they also realized then they seem to not get anywhere. So after a couple minutes of them just asking you questions quite harshly, they tell you that you can go.
Keep up the good work, gentlemen.
April.
Yep.
You hear just guards above you running around. And as you trigger another smoke bomb, every time there's a scream, there's another one. It seems
After,
like this sort of net of guards is closing in on your location.
Is there any way to just drop down below the railroad?
The railroad
Or-
itself
or is that-
on gravel.
Okay.
There's nowhere to go below.
Is there any part underneath the train that opens up into the train?
Give me an investigation roll.
As I use my magnifying
Well,
glass.
actually, what's your passive investigation?
Mm. Would that be with your passive? Is that just? I never remember that. So I have a +6 to investigation.
I'm not 100% listening. If you're doing it, I'm not saying I want to tell you what I'm passive investigation. Let me double check.
So I don't remember how to do the passive. I know that it's. Let's see. Passive. Perception is. So 10 + 1. So it's probably 16. I think it's just 10 plus. Passive. Yeah, it's 10 plus.
Okay.
So my passive investigation is a 16.
Okay. Yeah, running underneath the train, you would have seen hatches, but they also, seeing as it's an armored train, look rather reinforced.
That.
To fully check up on one of these hatches, you just have to go back to one
Yeah,
and
I'll
actively
go
investigate.
back to one and see if I can't figure out how to get it open.
Okay, roll me an investigation check then.
Using my tinkerer's tools to mess with it. That would be 22.
Okay, yeah, you see that these hatches are closed and reinforced. It seems not with a lock, but rather with a bolt, where you would basically just put in a specifically sized wrench to open this hatch. It doesn't take you very long finding among your tinkerer's tools one that would work, and with a little bit of moving back and forth, you manage to open one of these hatches.
I'd like to set off a smoke bomb and then go into that.
Okay. Just as you sort of climb in, you hear another whistle go off, and you hear footsteps, a lot of footsteps headed your location. I'm guessing you close this hatch after you...
Yeah.
Okay. You find yourself in a crawl space, one that you, because of your size, can barely stand in. Probably running along the entire underside of this train. To your left and right, you are surrounded by gears and mechanical parts of the wheel. And above you is another hatch that probably then leads to the interior of the train.
And this is just heaven. I just want to live here. I guess I'll head towards, just take that path along the underneath the train and move several, like, down until what I can
You'd
get.
be able to basically walk to the end of this segment of the train,
Okay.
since the
So it-
segments aren't, fully connected.
Okay. So is there multiple hatches in
Yes.
the trains? Could I move to a different hatch further down, like the
Yes.
last hatch in the train, and
There's
try and
probably
go in?
3 hatches in every compartment. One at the end, one in the middle, one at the front.
Okay, so I want to go to the one at the end and
Okay.
attempt to open up that one.
Yeah. As you open that hatch, you hear a small gasp, a few muffled voices as people that have already boarded the train are sort of, stepping away from the hatch and talking amongst one another. As you just emerge from the hatch, and I'm guessing you close it again.
I do. Well, the problem's not down there. Let's check somewhere else. And I'm gonna try and walk out of the...
Okay, yeah. I mean, you don't even need to do a performance check. These are just
Yep.
civilians.
I'm
So,
gonna try and make my way off of the train and eventually merge into... I'm assuming some civilians are trying to get off the train.
as you make your way off the train, please give me a performance check with advantage.
Okay. Let's see. This is what I have someone else around for.
I would like to point out, figuring out immediately what's happening, I would be headed toward the train.
I got an 18 though, so
Yeah.
that turns into a 17.
Yeah, as you step out, one of the workers might have caught on, since even though you look like a tinkerer, you're usually a lot cleaner than the rest of the train workers are. However, with the amount of smoke bombs that you've set off,
It's true.
there's a significant amount of soot that's sort of settled on your clothing. And with that, you blend right in. And you make your way off the train.
Look, that's all I can have done, and I can hope that my companions have found what we were looking for in the meantime.
At the front of the train, you see that the guards have sort of, at this point, finished their search. A few people are still combing through the crowd. There's a large sort of pile of, cans, the residual of your smoke bombs, just sort of piled on top of each other. A few guards standing around it, scratching their head. But after a moment, you hear another just loud horn from the train as someone shouts above the crowd, "Boarding continues!" Tuspa, underneath you, Kara, looks as though he wants to get back on the train. He sort of points towards it. I really need to be on the train. I booked passage. I'm
No,
going
no,
to-
you need to come with me. Right now.
But what is that?
And I I'll grab his arm.
Okay, you just try and pull him up while you're flying.
Yeah. Well, I fly low so he can still walk, but I
You just sort of hold him like a child on your arm.
yeah.
Okay. So you just sort of pull him away from the train, I'm guessing.
In the direction of if I can see any one of the others, shall I?
Yeah. Looking back to where you originally came in, sort of the gate leading out in and out of the train station, you see Red combing through the crowd looking for Ablin. You see Soleil still standing there, probably watching this whole mess unfold. And give me a persuasion or performance, whichever one is better for you. This is sort of your body language as you sort of pull him towards the exit.
Persuasion. Nope, that wasn't. That's 21.
Yeah, in his confusion, almost like a lost child. He
Almost
offers
like a
no-
lost child.
he
My
offers no
child!
resistance as you sort of, after everything that just went down, pull him towards the entrance.
Yeah, I'll pull him towards Chalet. I found him.
Oh, that's great. Let's, I think this was a little bit too much action. Maybe we should find a place that is more quiet.
Yeah, good idea. Should we get the others?
Sure, I guess we gather at least everyone we see so far.
I'm guessing that
So
all of you, unless you want to specifically slink out the side somewhere, would make your way back to where you came from.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm not
Yeah,
gonna be able
after-
to see anybody around.
After a
all
couple
these tall
minutes,
people
the
and-
train's slowly filling up. The station's still being relatively full as the doors close. You hear another loud blare of the horn, and the train starts moving backwards and out of the station. The situation at this point has calmed down. You still see a guard over by this pile of discarded smoke bombs writing a report, seems like. And yeah, situation's largely calmed down and you are all at the entrance. Tuspa at this point, still very confused, looks from face to face, more intimidated now that there's more of you. Is this? Do I owe you still money or?
No, we're trying to help you.
Help me. I mean, I was supposed to go on the train. That was.
Alright, do you want to explain this to him?
Yes, and first off, ma'am, that was awesome. I was like, smoke on the platform and Kara in the sky. That was awesome. Anyway, sorry. Tuspa, your good friend Andor sent us. I'm pretty sure that we can help you with your regaining your brewery.
Wait, he's found someone. But
Yeah,
the
us.
brewery hasn't been. Did he pay you or? I don't really have anything to offer at the moment.
No. Yeah, we have payment worked out if we're able to be successful. We heard there was a problem with spiders at your brewery. We think we could clear it out for you.
Yes, yes, large. Are you large ones? Are you sure you're? Are there more of you, or there's a lot of spiders. A lot of them reproduce very quickly. And they're big, real big.
Define a lot and define big.
Yeah, I didn't have time to count them. There was hundreds of small ones. They'll be big by now. It's been a week at least.
And how big are they?
Well, the one that chased us out was as large as an oxen carrying a cart.
That is pretty big.
But not the size of a train.
God's not.
We handled the train quite fine, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, the train doesn't have as many legs and the teeth.
No, they have wheels, and you can get caught up in them, and there's
legs
lots of
and
teeth in the gears.
Barbs and spikes.
I mean, is it gonna hurt you for us to try?
No, no, of course not. I mean, at this point, I've missed my train.
Right.
I don't really have anything right now. I don't even know where I'm sleeping tonight at this point.
I mean, you could probably stay with Reginald.
Yeah.
Who?
Exactly.
You can stay at our guild.
You have a guild?
Yes. Well, Reginald does.
Well, where? And
We,
how?
we're,
I
go- we're
don't-
gonna show you.
Okay. Okay.
We just need some information on the location of where your brew is and how best to get there and
I mean,
what
yeah,
details you have.
I can draw it on a map for you.
That would be perfect.
Sorry, this is all very sudden. I
It's
Expecting to
understandable.
beat the train either.
Look, we also thought we would have more time to talk to you, but we didn't expect you to sit on a train.
little work to be had in Polythreme at the moment. I only really have one skill, and well, there's not any breweries hiring.
Point of order. What exactly did you harvest to make your brew?
Well, that's sort of a recipe secret. Some of it was wheat and barley from the local ecology, but that only made a portion of the recipe, really.
Right. But the majority of your brew is made up of what?
I mean, that's somewhat of a secret.
Mostly I'm asking because it sounds rather lazy to just have given up because your one brewery went down. Why couldn't you have just packed it up and gone somewhere else? Tried again?
Give
Instead of
me a persuasion roll.
I shouldn't be talking. I'm just
That's
being mean.
reasonable. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fitting. Oh, I have a +2. Okay. 7.
It was highly specialized equipment, and all of our brewing tanks and so much, all of our money went into that place. And with that gone, there's no way to start new, not without an investor paying everything for an entire brewery and the first few months of operation. And no, there was no way to just start again.
Well, certainly not with that attitude.
Well,
Let's get
anyway.
going.
Yeah, he looks as if he wants to say something, but given the situation, he just doesn't.
The map would be helpful. We were looking to head straight out, but it does sound like a lot of spiders. We did just run into a group of hunters.
Could always see if they're interested.
I mean, thoughts?
I would say this. Seeing as we're nearing the end of the session,
Mm-hmm.
I would say we just end here and you just, deliberate.
That one.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think that was a pretty
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. That was a
Me
lot
too.
of fun. I feel like
Honestly-
that was a successful terrorist activity.
I also like the doctor.
I had like multiple paths and a few more obstacles lined up. And I was when Evelyn was like, I have this grappling hook, I was like,
Oh fuck.
forgot about that. I forgot about that. Also, the thing with the hunters, didn't think about that. That's a really smart idea. I mostly didn't think about it because it's on the table of random
Right.
Mm-hmm.
encounters of that city, and it just happens to be right before you
Beggar, we're just gonna make you do our work for
engage
us.
that side story. Yeah, that's pretty smart. That shows you that you have to expect everything. Okay,
Aha.
in here.
Found out backstory things about Kara. Completely on accident.
Whoa. TSD.
As she, stops flying, walks again, she looks extremely sad.
Oh no.
I got disconnected
Make her
server.
cry again.
The next hit will cost you $50.
Oh,
Wow, I leave to the main menu. The first thing I see in global chat,
Ah.
the first thing is Hitler is my president.
Oh
I
my
thought it was
God.
gonna be
Oh,
very
yeah.
happy anyone.
Very happy.
hell yeah.